Hi, my beautiful soul family. So I hope that you are doing fine. I hope you're relaxed. I hope that when you watch this video, you can come down a little bit, because I had this feeling, this sense that a lot of you have been stressing out. A lot of you have been overthinking. The mind has been working on overtime, on overdrive. And there's something here which is coming to me about cycles. So if you feel like you are going through a particular specific cycle and everything you do kind of comes out always in the same results, this could be relationships. Like you always have the same kind of relationship cycles, career cycles, life cycles. You feel like you're in a loop right now, and you've been in a loop for a long time, and you're questioning, like, why am I in this loop? Why is the same results happening for me, to me? What is going on? I know why this cycle keeps repeating in your life. And I just want to say this gently. I want to say this honestly. I'm here for you. I'm with you in this process. And I need you to know that this cycle, this specific cycle that you feel like you keep going through, you cannot get out of, it's not because you're unlucky. It's not because you're unlucky. It's not because people keep doing the same things to you, to hurt you, to keep you stuck. And it's not because God is testing you. You need to understand that. It's not because God is testing you. The cycle that keeps on replaying in your life is repeating because something in you, something within yourself keeps choosing what's familiar over what's actually true. So listen here, stay with me, because most cycles didn't start off as bad choices. They didn't start through your own bad decisions. They started really as survival strategies, finding a way how to survive, how to, keep going, how to stay above the water. That's what I'm feeling like for a lot of people. This is what these cycles actually started off as a way to protect yourself. At some point in your life, this pattern protected you. It helped you cope, and it helped you kind of stay safe, stay attached, regulated, or even needed. I'm going to say needed. And your nervous system really learned, right, this works, this is going to keep me okay. And yourself, the way you respond, the way you tolerate, even your boundaries, have basically kept these things on repeat in your life. It's like a program running on the background. And the problem is, survival strategies, they don't turn off by themselves. They just don't. They keep running long after the danger is even gone, because like I said, it's like there's a program running in the background, like in your subconscious mind, and it's just on a loop. It's on a loop right now. That is how cycles form. That is how you get stuck in a loop, in a cycle. Not because you don't know better as a person, not because like you're clueless or you're naive. It's because your body has learned something that your mind never questioned. Your body tried to seek safety in a certain thing. For example, escapism. Feeling the need to be loved, so you kind of want validation from so many people. Wanting to people please, so you do things that, put your own needs on the back burner and do things that are going to please other people. It's like a loop, and you are there, but there's something running in the background and it's keeping you stuck. So I really truly believe that you are now aware that there is a pattern, there is something that you are aware of. There's something not right, and maybe you're even tired of it right now. You're like, okay, I've had enough of this lesson. I've had enough of this loop. I've had enough of this cycle. But let me tell you, awareness alone is not going to break the cycle. It just makes them harder to tolerate. When you're aware of it, it gets even more unbearable. because before you just thought this is what it is. But when you're aware of it, you're like, okay, something needs to change now. That means you have to change yourself somehow. There's some adjustments that have to be made, and that's not easy for the ego to, understand and even deal with, really. So the cycle keeps repeating in your life because you are still loyal to a version of yourself that needed it, that needed this thing that you can resonate with right now. So I know that loyalty can feel like integrity, even when it's quietly costing your future. And the thing is, here's the part which most people avoid. You don't repeat cycles because you don't want to change. You repeat them because change would require letting go of an identity that you've been comfortable in so long, that you have been familiar in so long. And that level of consciousness and awareness that you have to let go, you have to die to that version of self, is unbearable for the ego to even deal with, to even understand. Human nature as a whole clings to what is familiar, to what feels safe, to what is kind of going on in the comfort zone in your own little bubble, because we build our own bubbles sometimes, even in illusion, that make us feel safe, that make us feel like we're in a stable kind of situation, even when sometimes we're not, even when it hurts, right? So there's always a moment before the cycle restarts. So it's like there's a pause, a knowing, okay? And a feeling in your body that says this again. I'm entering this cycle. I'm entering this loop. I'm entering a repeating of maybe something that I don't want to experience anymore. And then you override it, and then it starts again. And then it's like, okay, let's go again. And it's not because you are weak as a person. You are not weak as a person, but because the familiar feels controllable to you. But God doesn't usually break cycles by removing people out of these situations or the situations itself. He breaks them by revealing your participation in them. So when you know, God reveals to you that you have to be the one to consciously opt out and say, no, this is enough. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to live this same cycle over and over and over again, like a constant loop of suffering. I'm not going to do it. He's not going to take you out of it. He's not going to remove the situation. He's going to bring a mirror to your face and say, look, there has to be changes, right? There has to be changes, adjustments, edits to do so that you can opt out and leave this situation, leave the cycle. So this is not to shame you at all, but this is really to free you as a person, because scripture says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Not what he wants, okay? Not what he prays for, but what he repeatedly returns to, what he consciously chooses, how he chooses to live. It's with the actions. So cycles repeat at the level of belief and behavior, not desire. And here is the truth I'm going to tell you, right? The cycle won't stop when you understand it. It stops when you behave differently, when you start operating differently. The exact moment you normally don't. So you need to start making different choices. Different choices lead to different results. So don't put this off anymore. It's not like about doing it later. It's not about, getting more clarity. It's not about, just one more conversation to give you that confirmation. It's about the moment. It's the moment you just justify it. Not at the moment you just try and justify it, you over-explain it, you chase it, you stay quiet, you abandon yourself, you go back. That is the moment where you hinge, okay? Cycles don't break in big decisions. They don't. They don't. They break in small refusals. Please understand that. And say this out loud, right? Cycles don't break in big decisions. they break in small refusals. So refusing to override your body, refusing to stay where you already know the answer is no. Refusing to betray yourself one more time. Truly, truly. God will allow the same lesson until you stop asking Him to remove it and start asking yourself why you keep agreeing to it. This is a really, really powerful message, guys, and it's not punishment. God's not punishing you. He's actually very merciful. Our God is so loving. He's so just. He's so merciful. And He knows that this freedom is not about something that you're given. It's about something that you become able to sustain. Okay? If this cycle that you're in feels really loud right now, more obvious, more uncomfortable, it's not because you're stuck. It's because God is bringing to your attention that there has to be some changes to be made. It's because repeating it would finally cost you more than walking away. That's usually when the cycle ends. So this is why that cycle keeps repeating in your life. There's got to be some changes made, guys, some adjustments. If you are not happy with your life, if you don't want that same occurrence to be on repeat in your life, you've got to start identifying and consciously choosing and making decisions that free you from the situation. So you are choosing yourself, you're choosing your own needs, you're putting yourself first, you're listening to God because He brings it to our attention, what we need to release and what we need to keep in our lives. So I just love you guys so incredibly much. I'm always here for you in this journey, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.